Hello my loves, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, and this one is all about a message from your higher self. Ooh, baby. So if you guys are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of how they work. So over here we have pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards, and then once you're done choosing your pile, you can then scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked down below so that you guys can skip ahead and watch your personal reading for a message from your higher self. I do want to add a little disclaimer. Tarot adds awareness on our current situation, and you can change anything at any time because you have free will, my love. This is just a method to add awareness of where we're currently heading and what we're currently attracting into our lives. So with that being said, if you guys like to choose it with crystals, let's pop some crystals on these cards. All right, my love. So if you guys like to choose with crystals on the cards, here are our crystal options. Over here we have some titanium aura quartz, then we have some angel aura quartz, then we have some tanzanite aura quartz, which isn't actually tanzanite. Oh my god, my voice today. And then over here we have some aqua aura quartz, and then we have some bismuth. So take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards, and then once you're done choosing your card, you can then scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, and then you guys can skip ahead and watch your personal reading for a message from your higher self. So without further ado, let's hop right into today's video. All right, my love, so if you guys chose pile number 1, this is going to be your reading all about a message from your higher self. So let's hop right into it. Oh, baby, so pile number 1, we have the Knight of Cups, we have the 7 of Swords being reversed, the Fool upright, Hangman being reversed, 3 of Wands upright, and then the 5 of Pentacles being reversed. Ooh, okay, so I'm getting a message here that you guys, this is time to take action, a message from your higher self. It is time to move forward and take some action. Let go of whatever's been done to you in the past. Let go of, fears of moving forward. Let go of fears of the past. Let go of always going back to the past. So there might be something from your past that it's time to let go of. This could be a job, relationship, whatever the case may be. Something that you know intuitively, I feel like this is an intuition that you guys have been feeling lately, that it is time to just let something go, and it's time to finally welcome yourself a bit more. It's time to finally be more confident in yourself in making this decision, because this could also be talking about your own internal beliefs of like not really wanting to move forward or take action on something because maybe you don't believe that, like maybe you're getting down on yourself about it, or maybe you just keep putting things on the back burner for something that you really want to do, and you keep just putting it off like, oh, I'll wait till then, I'll wait till then, I'll wait till then. Message from your higher self, you guys. Knight of Cups. Let's go. Let's put our heart and soul onto our sleeve and let's move forward with it. That's that card right there. Let go of whatever's been holding you back. Let go of fears, insecurities, past things that have been weighing you down, fear of judgment, fear of like not making it, fear of whatever the case may be. Let those go. This card is upside down. Your higher self wants you to know it is time to let that go. You are safe. It is safe to start this new journey with the Fool over there. It's okay if you don't know everything yet. Your higher self wants you to know it's okay if you do not know the entire outcome of your journey yet. It's okay if you don't know the entire outcome of your goal quite yet. That's fine, because the Fool is this ultimate potential with the number 0 above it. This talks about you guys have infinite potentials in front of you, so it's up to you to create the type of future you want. So your higher self is letting you know that don't watch a pick a card reading to let you know what the outcome of this goal is going to be. Your higher self wants you to know that, okay, you can do that, but guess what? You still have infinite potential. You can have any reality that you desire. And so this is about taking that action to move forward, and the Hangman being reversed, your higher self is literally letting you know it is time to stop waiting. Hangman upright is when we are in stillness, when we're in stagnation. But with this card being upside down, your higher self, your message from your higher self is, let's get the move. Let's get the show on the road. Let's begin the movement. And then we have 3 of Wands over here, which is just gazing out in front of you. It is time to move forward with what you do want. Leave behind that of what you do not want. Take those experiences of what you've learned from the past. Take those with you. That's always good. But let go of the fear, the doubt, the ball and chain that's been weighing you down, that's been holding you back, whatever those thoughts are. It's time to let those go. And then with the 5 of Pentacles being reversed over here, this is about welcoming yourself, allowing yourself to ask for help when you need it. This is also about realizing that you don't need everything in order to get started. And this is also a card that says, stop holding yourself back. Stop playing victim, because when this card is upright, this is the victim mentality of when we're like, oh, poor me, but yet there's a warm church right here, which is like very welcoming. But these people are like, poor me, we have to stay outside in the cold, right? We can't do that because, you know, because of this and this reason, because of this excuse, because da-da-da-da-da, this and this and that and that and that and this. You can keep making excuses all day that can hold yourself back, but now is time to let go. Your higher self wants you to know that now is the time to let go and to move forward. Let's stop making excuses. Let's take responsibility for where we are in life right now. And let's move forward if that's something that we want to do. If you guys want to move forward, if you guys want to make your dreams happen, now is the time. There is no better time. There is no better time to have this new beginning, okay? So that being said, our next card that we have over here, we have a starfish, which is the intuition. This is literally the intuition card. So listen to your soul's truth. Think less. Feel more. So if your emotions are telling you, like, I have this desire, don't let your thoughts stop you. Don't let those fears just creep in. Don't let that little, like, you know, the expression of like the devil on your shoulder that tries to tell you no. Listen to your good feelings rather than like the negativity that's popping up, okay? Because negativity only brings in that reality for us. But if we focus on the good, that's what we begin feeding our energy to, and that's what we begin creating. The next two cards that we have, we have beautiful uncaging and imperfect harmony. So now's a time to really unlock yourself. This is unlocking those feelings, allowing your heart to sing. What is your heart calling you towards? What is it that you want to do? Now's the time to open that up. And it's time to also, if you guys have been feeling like you're emotionally holding yourself back from something, because maybe this could also be talking about a relationship that you guys have been like emotionally withholding yourself, and you're afraid to fully free yourself. Now's the time to lose those inhibitions and just put your heart out there, because you never know what the outcome is going to be until you do that. Okay, and if you get rejection, that's fine, move on, right? It could also be talking about career too, like if there's something that you've been wanting to do but you're holding yourself back from like fears or doubts, it's time to conquer those. And then with imperfect harmony, this is about just letting your voice out, speaking about what it is that you want, not being afraid to speak your truth, not being afraid to be your truth, not being afraid to put your work out there in perfect harmony. This is in perfect harmony with the universe, okay? You don't need to be a master yet in order to do it. I'll put that card over there. The flower's kind of blocking me from putting it where I wanted to put it, but that's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know where, yeah, like that. That's the middle. I always try to make this like symmetrical, but sometimes I'm not making it symmetrical. I don't know. But anyway, our next three cards that we have fertility, confidence, and organization. Let's talk about confidence first. So your higher self is filling you with the confidence to move forward on whatever it is that it's wanting you to move forward on, whatever this thing is for you. By earth, air, water, and fire, let my confidence take light, burn higher, okay? So now's the time of just filling yourself with that. We also have organization, purpose, planning, efficiency. Now come to me so easily. So organize yourself. If there's something that you're really wanting to do, now's the time to get your ish together to start doing it. Start organizing, start making a new schedule for yourself. Schedule in time for this new thing to take place. If you're saying like, woe is me, I don't have time for it, it's like your higher self is like, no, let's organize the time then if you don't feel like you do. And then fertility right here. So this is talking about whatever, it's time to fertilize your dreams, essentially, is what this card means. So now you have this idea, which is like the egg, and then your inspiration is like the the fertilizer, we'll say. So now it's time to put those ideas into action. Let all take root, seed, and sprout. Let new life be all about. So now it's time to create that new life. Okay, you guys, it is time. Oh, these cards are confirming all of that. So let's go ahead and shuffle this deck right here to get any last information, which we got immediately. Okay. We have rose. This is about blossoming you know, also kind of like fertility. But this is also, roses speak about passion as well. So this is about awakening that passion, not letting anything get in your way, just following whatever you are passionate about. It is time to blossom that. It can also be talking about love and romance as well. This reminds me of Libra right here, which also talks about relationships too, actually. Or it could just be confirming one of your guys' astrological signs, sun, moon, or rising. So the scales also mean finding balance. This could be organization and scheduling as well. This could also be, you know, stop weighing out the pros and cons. Just pick one and let's go with it and let's do it, and we'll figure it out as we go. Then we also have ships. So this talks about moving forward in whatever it is that you want. Get into pursuit of those goals. Let's start moving ahead. And then we also have snail. It's okay if you don't know everything off the bat. It's okay if you still have to learn things on the go. The snail just takes things as they come. They begin their journey. They can't see the full road ahead. They're small little creatures. They don't know what they're about to come into, but they move forward anyway because they have to, right? So if you guys have a dream, this is time to move forward. It's time to move forward. And this can also be talking about, even if it's slow at first, that's fine. It's totally fine. Let's just go for it though. Let's go for it, pile number 1. This is time to go for it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take our Astro Dice, roll them to get any last info on this reading for you guys. So we have the 10th house. Ooh, this could definitely be about career for some of you guys. We have Pluto and we have Gemini. So yes, there's always going to be pros and cons. The scales and Gemini, the twins, the scales, there's always going to be pros and cons. There's always going to be this, there's always going to be that. You're always going to be in a different mood every day because sometimes we get inspired about it. Sometimes we feel meh about it because it's taking a long time. Don't let yourself get impatient. Okay. Gemini also deals with learning more, so expanding your mind, but you don't have to know everything right away. Gemini is the eager learner, so just be an eager learner as you go. It's okay if you don't know everything. It's okay if you haven't experienced that before. Jump right into it. Everyone starts somewhere, right? Everyone has a first experience of something. And then we do also have Pluto, so this is talking about those underlying things that are way underneath, all that stuff. Let it just bubble up to the surface, let it go away, let the fears go away. Also, this is about purging the past as well, purging anything that no longer serves you. And then also making the right connections and networking as well. So this is about purging maybe even friendships that no longer align to where you want to go, purging out old activities that no longer suit you and your new schedule, making time by getting rid of the menial activities that aren't actually needed in your schedule. And then the 10th house, this could also be about purging some old career stuff that just no longer aligns with you and getting into an alignment with, as you get more into alignment with what you do want to do, the old stuff just naturally falls away. And we have ways for those other things to come into our lives, but we have to dedicate the time and organize the time for it. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 1, that is a message from your higher self. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys have not already, and if you guys want to see more videos like this. And if so, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 2, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading from your higher self. So let's get started. All right, group number 2, here's what we have for you guys. We have Temperance over here. We have the King of Cups being reversed, High Priestess upright, 9 of Swords being upright, and then we have the 7 of Cups upright. So immediately what I'm getting from this pile is that your higher self wants you to stop the indulgence behavior. We have some this King of Cups, when it is reversed, can sometimes signify we are indulging too much in something that we know is not good for us and we're not finding the balance. And so Temperance coming upright in the beginning is your higher self wanting you to know that now's the time for finding some balance, because there's something that's been bothering you. There's something that's not really good for your mental health that maybe you guys have been still indulging in anyway. This could be indulging in like just whatever kind of stuff, whatever's been stimulating you a lot. This could even be like TV shows. It could be some sort of food or beverage. It could be whatever the case it is. This is something where we have to stop indulging and we have to find our balance, and we have to listen to our intuition. I feel like your intuition's been telling you something, your body's been telling you things, and now's the time for listening to that and finding out new things that we can incorporate into our lives. This is now time for us to choose. We have the world in front of us. Okay, so maybe some of you guys are even worried about choosing the wrong thing. Maybe some of you guys are indulging in so many different things that you don't really have time to dedicate to one specific area and one specific thing. But either way, your higher self is wanting you to know, listen to your gut instincts, listen to your gut in general. Maybe that even comes out literal for some of you guys. And this is also Maybe there's something that's bothering you emotionally that you know you need to let go of, and it's time for you to heal this. And just find something that you can spend your time on. There's other options. There's not just one option here. Your higher self wants you to know that there's multiple different outcomes and multiple different paths. It really depends your reaction to it, how you react to this scenario. If you react to this scenario and you feel like, you know, woe is me, like those things, then you're going to create that reaction. Because one of the most beautiful realizations that I came across is our emotions are kind of like music in a movie. If you take a screenplay of a movie and you have like beautiful music going through it, even through like a more dramatic kind of scene, it makes you hopeful, and it creates a whole different mood of this film and creates a whole new kind of like reality of the film. But then if you take those same that same score and the same or not the same score, but the same film play, and you change the score of the music and you change it to something that's more dark and ominous, or something that's just like sad, you'll have a whole different mood of that film. So what your higher self wants you to know is your reaction to things right now are causing you whatever's been bothering you right now, is your reaction to these certain things. There's multiple different outcomes, there's multiple different reactions that you guys can choose from in the whole of the universe. And now it's time to listen to your gut instincts. Allow yourself to let go of whatever's happened, let go of whatever doubts you've been having, fears you've been having, certain people in your life that have been maybe holding you back or not being very good. Whatever this is, we can choose to react differently to this. We can choose to fill our time with other things so that we're not filling our time with this old stuff that we know that is not good for us. It's time to add in some new things into our routine to be a bit more mentally healthy and all that stuff. And your higher self also wants you to know the High Priestess next to the Nine of Swords. This is a very comforting alignment right here, because this means that your higher self is with you. Your spirits, guides, angels, past loved ones are with you. They're literally with you. And they're here also kind of with the Seven of Cups to let you know that just ask and we'll help provide for this situation. So if you guys have been going through a hard time, ask for their help and guidance from the ones from 100% pure white light, all those guides, angels, ancestors, higher self from 100% pure white light. Just ask them for some guidance on the situation to help for this particular outcome that you guys are needing right now. And they're here, they're listening. They will help provide that pathway for you, okay? So that is what I'm seeing right here. This is about getting back into your emotional alignment so that we can move forward in the most beautiful way possible. And there is so many outcomes. Whatever that you desire, there is a pathway to it. Your higher self wants you to know whatever it is that you desire, there is a pathway to that. And it's also letting you know that there's something probably better. If there's something that fell away from your life recently, it's your higher self also wanting you to know that that thing is falling away because there's something better for you. Just wait. Patience right here. Temperance. You know, if you're trying to mix oil and water, sometimes those don't like to mix. And so your higher self is like, no, I got something for you. Let me send you like, you know, something that actually mixes with water. Let me send you some mermaids instead of like this oil. Stop trying to get the oil in the water. No. Let's get you something nice instead. You know, so listen to those things as well, because sometimes things get purged away from our life because there's something actually better for us that is waiting. I'm getting so many different messages in this pile. It is crazy. So take what resonates, you guys, because there's so many different underlying things that I'm getting. As you guys can tell, this reading is like, you know, there's some like general connectivity throughout this reading, but there's also like so many different underlying messages in that. So take what resonates. And then we also have this card right here, which is Phoenix, Empower. Fire activations bring creative and spiritual freedom. Ooh, so stand up for yourself. Understand that you have all the power within you. Also, if you think about a phoenix, they rise from the ashes. So if you've been going through one of those moments of like, oh, it feels like I'm going through the ashes right now, it's because you are getting ready for this rebirth into the phoenix of realizing that you can, you know, there's something so much better here waiting for you. This is an activation of something so much better, okay? Our next two cards, we have the Uncharted Sea and the Royal U. So abundance is coming your way. Whenever we have Royal U, that's abundance coming. So that's really good. But the Uncharted Sea, Now's the time to take a risk, to take a journey to somewhere that you have not been before. And I mean that metaphorically. It can be literal for some of you guys, but I mean this more metaphorically for most of you guys. But the uncharted sea. Let's start to add in some new things that we haven't yet done before. 7 of Cups, uncharted sea. Let's start to incorporate new activities into our day, a new schedule, a new routine, because it seems like your current routine of doing whatever you're doing, indulging, hanging on to something that you know is not good for you, it's time to move on. It's time to go into the uncharted sea. It's time to take a little bit of a getaway trip. And then the Royal You, this is about abundance coming your way. This is about gaining some accomplishments that you've always been wanting. And if there's something that you've been hanging on to because you're hopeful that it'll bring you this, if it is falling away, it is because it is not in alignment with this. It is not in alignment with your abundance. If things fall away, it's because it's not what you think it is. If you're trying to attract abundance and what you thought was abundant is falling away, like maybe you're losing your job while you're trying to attract abundance. It's just a random example, by the way, but here we go. So some people start to attract more money, but then all of a sudden they lose their job and they're like, what? Oh my God, no, this is the opposite of what I've been asking for. But then all of a sudden it's like the universe is like, hold up. just hang on for a second. And then all of a sudden you get a job that's like so much better. It pays you way more. Or all of a sudden you start that business that you've always wanted to start and you're like, oh, hold up, never mind. Now we good. Now I'm making so much more and the potential is so much better. So if anything falls away from your life when you're trying to go towards something else, it's because it's not meant for you. You're supposed to listen, learn, keep your ears, eyes wide open, allow it to be what it is. Listen to why there's resistance here, why certain things aren't working out. It's because it's not in alignment and they're getting something that is more in alignment. That's why things fall away. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our next few cards. We have this one, which is good cheer. This is about keeping that positive attitude about certain things or returning to a positive attitude, stuff like that. So yes, that is what this one is. So your higher self wants you to know that this is a time for just like, do things that bring out enjoyment for you, okay? And then also new beginnings. It is time for you to let go of these toxic habits, toxic people, toxic things. It is time for you to have this rebirth and this transformation. We have the number 44, which means that the universe is in full support of this. Your higher self is like, you're good. We got the foundation for you. This is time to just open up your ears and your eyes to look for those signs and opportunities that you are being presented. And then we also have a glamour. Okay, so for some of you guys, this is like re-falling in love with yourself as well. And then also, listen to this. Into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. Guys, if you have been down because you do not see a way for this thing to happen, this is your confirmation that you're being shown signs and signals, or at least you will be in the next, very soon, like within the next few days. Keep your eyes and ears wide open. Signs are coming your way. Have the belief that yes, there is ways for this to happen, and those are being presented to you. Those pathways are being presented to you. So your higher self wants you to know you are in perfect alignment already. You're not on the wrong path. You are in perfect alignment, but just keep your eyes and ears open for the possibility of where your world and your higher self is taking you, because whatever it is that you are wanting, there's a pathway. Just trust in it. Open your eyes and ears. And even if things fall away, that's part of the divineness of this thing, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and shuffle these cards right here to get any last info. We just got some right away, so let's see what we get. We have Sunflower. Okay, that reminds me of Leo. It's reminding me of the sun. This is about blossoming as well. Blossoming. And it also says on the bottom of it, Helianthus, that might be the actual name of that. We also have Trees. This is rooting yourself, trusting the process. We have Tulip. You guys have a lot of flowers. And we also have Sphinx, which is very Egyptian, obviously. So lots of blooming here, lots of plant life, which is about growing. But plant life also signifies, when your leaves fall away and they blow away in the wind, it doesn't signify the end. It actually signifies the beginning of a fruitful season. And I read this on a different oracle card that has become like my favorite quote now. But you know, when your flower petals fall away from like certain trees, when you have a flowering tree, usually if it's like a fruit tree, you know, you have the orange, before you have like oranges, let's say, you'll have a flower that goes there, and then all of a sudden it loses its leaves, and it's like, oh no, the flower's dying. But then all of a sudden the fruit comes, and you're like, oh wait, that's even better, sick. Like, now I got some delicious fruit. So just because leaves are falling out of your life, just because things are falling out of your life, it doesn't signify the end. It actually signifies the beginning of a fruitful season. We have this number infinity right here. So this is, again, signifying that there's infinite possibilities in front of you. And then Sphinx over here is about awakening your inner magic. There is inner secrets. If you think about a Sphinx, there's actually a trapdoor that's by the paw of the Sphinx in ancient Egypt. You guys can read about it, Google it. And it goes down to a secret chamber, essentially. And so whenever I see the Sphinx, it reminds me of that. And so this is reminding me of just because you don't see a path doesn't mean there isn't one. How many people look at the Sphinx and they have no idea that there's a whole chamber underneath the Sphinx where they do like rituals and stuff? Like, basically nobody knows that. So stop denying that there's no path for you to get to your goals. There actually is, baby, there is. You just need to keep your eyes and ears open. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, hold up, is that a door right there? Yes, it is. Okay, I see. You know, so this is about awakening your inner magic, things like that. We got lots of purple happening over here. So this is that crown chakra, listening to your intuition. We also had High Priestess in this pile somewhere. So that is also about listening to your intuition, getting rooted, trusting it, trusting the process, allowing yourself to blossom, and then don't get sad if those flower petals fall away, because that means you're about to bear the fruit of whatever it is you were trying to manifest, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and roll these Astro dice to get any last info on this reading for you guys. All right, we got the moon, we got the 6th house. This is rescheduling new routines, things like that. Putting yourself to work, really. We also have Gemini here. This is ruled by Virgo. This is ruled by Cancer, or rules Cancer, I should say. So the moon in Gemini in the 6th house. This is starting to open up to new doorways, opening up to new learning, higher learning, rescheduling. Both of these ones are ruled by the planet Mercury right here. Very mercurial. This is quick decisions, learning new things, opening yourself up. This is about movement. It is the fastest moving planet. This is messages coming in. So this is you having to listen to those messages, especially with your gut instincts, because it's the moon. So this is emotionally listening to where your emotions are guiding you. Your emotions are your personal GPS telling you what to do and where to go. If something does not feel good, that is because you do not want to go down there. If something feels inspiring or intriguing to you, or it's something that entices you, like if you see like the perfect job and you're like, oh, I so wish I could have that. Guess why you're attracted to it, honey? Because it's so meant for you. It's so meant for you. So that is why, okay? So your higher self wants you to know that this is time to listen to the news coming in. You guys are gonna get news coming in, and it's time to listen emotionally, because your emotions are gonna be guiding you towards where you're supposed to go, this new routine, this new schedule. Listen to what your emotions are telling you. If something does not feel good, if something makes you have sleepless nights, if something keeps you up worrying about it, this is time to let those things go and then move towards where your emotions do feel good, okay? So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 2, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys want to see more videos like this, and if so, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye! All right, my loves, so if you guys chose pile number 3, this is going to be your reading for a message from your higher self, so let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 3, here's what we have for you guys. We have Queen of Swords, King of Wands, 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and 9 of Wands. We have literally 7, 8, 9 right here. That's so cool. Anyway, so before getting into this, I did also shuffle another deck to get 2 more cards. We have so many more to get through as well other than this, but I did pull out 2 more because I wanted clarity on the message that I was getting for this, to make sure that I was getting the right message. And yeah, that was... We have armor over here and bench. So guys, what have you been defensive about lately? What has been getting to you lately? It looks like you're on guard about something. It looks like you guys are getting in defensive mode, where you guys feel like you have to kind of like prove yourself, or like this is like getting a little bit competitive too, or feeling like you need to like, you know, put people in their place or tell them what's up. You know, there's some sort of defensive mode right here. And so what your higher self wants you to know is it's time to kind of really just let this stuff go. It's time to communicate your thoughts and feelings, but let's not stay in this super defensive mode. You guys can be prepared and things like that, but there's something in here that you guys need to listen to. And that's why we have armor and we have bench. We have armor right here. So keep your armor strong, guys. Things shouldn't be getting to you that much. And if things are really getting to you that much, if there's certain things that are poking and prodding at you and triggering you that much, it means it's time for a timeout. Ponder on this. Your higher self wants you to know that there's a lesson here. So if you guys keep feeling like you have this issue, it is because you need to sit back and listen. What are you not getting? What are you not learning in this situation? Even if it feels like, well, I don't need to learn, it's the other people that need to learn. What do you need to learn for this to stop happening to you? Otherwise, it wouldn't continue happening to you. So what in here, because everything's a two-way street. Everything is a reflection and a two-way street. So, for example, this is just a random example, but like, for example, narcissists. You cannot put a narcissist and a narcissist together and have them take advantage of each other. It just doesn't work. But you could have a narcissist and a people pleaser together, and that is going to be something that there's a reflection there. You know, a narcissist can take advantage of a people pleaser very easily, and usually that's the connection that you always see. And so I'm not saying that that's exactly what you guys are going through, but if there's something that you guys have been getting defensive about lately, if there's something that's been triggering you, this is time to sit back and reflect on this. It's time to sit back and reflect. This is also time to communicate as well. Queen of Swords. But this is a civil communication. This is something that, you know, we're reflecting. Maybe we're even asking certain friends for help here to help us see the situation with more clarity. And we're having like a proper adult, mature conversation. This is about mature conversations. This isn't about competition. This isn't about winning the argument per se. This is something that's like, we need to sit back and think about something for a second, because it seems like we are a little bit on this fear mode mindset, okay? Then the next card that we have over here, we have Strength. Take time to make clear decisions, bring awareness and light to the situation. Wow, that fits in really, really well with this reading. Wow. Okay, so be strong, guys. Have some armor here for a second. Your higher self wants you to know, be strong in this situation. You know, hold your ground, yes, hold your ground, speak your mind, but do it in a mature way. So take time to make clear decisions. Don't act on things so abruptly or so suddenly. Bring awareness and light to the situation. This is about speaking your truth and, you know, feeling comfortable doing so. Next two cards that we have over here, we have Awakening Genius. So this is about gaining clarity upon a situation before speaking about it, and allowing yourself to approach the situation from a very mature mindset. Then we also have Ears Wide Open. This is also listening. Oh, that's why we have this bench right here, you guys. This is about listening to the other side as well. Instead of always feeling like, let me talk, let me push my side, da-da-da-da-da. This is also about sitting back and being like, so tell me your side of this. How do you see this? And let me understand it and really try to understand it. Look, we have the hair, which has, like, rabbits are all about their ears as well. This is really about listening to a certain scenario that's happening right now. So if there's something that's been bothering you guys, listen, take some time out, schedule some time to bring clarity to this. And, you know, I think this person's going to want to bring clarity for you as well. So yeah, just keep your ears open, keep your mind open, you know, definitely keep your mind open, you know, be open to whatever responses there are, listen to that, and take time out and reflect on it. Let's reflect on the situation, because it keeps coming up for a reason. If this keeps coming up, it is for a reason. We're not getting something. So the next card that we have is Inspiration, Friendship, and Trust. So Inspiration, Isis, goddess of magic, I use thee to bring your inspiration to me. I ask thee, not use thee, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. So this one coming up, if you've had an inspiration blockage lately, it could be because of this situation, or take inspired action upon the situation. Keep your ears wide open and take some time out until you get that inspiration that divine guidance, inspiration that's like, oh, I finally have the clarity, I understand this now. So that's coming if you keep your ears wide open to listening to the signs and symbols. We also do have friendship here. So bring to me friendship true, sharing laughter, understanding too. So this is bringing understanding to a situation. This could also be asking your friends to add and help with clarity upon the situation as well. Then we also have trust. This is about learning how to trust yourself, trust other people, have conversations that are trusting and open so that you don't need to feel defensive or have your guard up. So this is about learning how to communicate in those types of ways and things like that. Very interesting message. I don't think we've had one of these messages in a higher self pick a card before. So this is very new, very interesting, but this is very hopeful. I'm liking this. So with that being said, let's go ahead and shuffle this deck right here to get any last info on here before we go into our Astro Dice for you guys. So pile number 3. Let's see. I'm feeling this one right here. So we have ship. So letting go of something or setting sail into something. This is about having trust. Ships are about also bringing cargo. So if there's something that you need to bring to the light, if there's something that you need to add awareness to, now is the time. Okay, let's take these ones here too. We have ocean. This is about crossing an ocean. This ocean might be a tough one to cross, but now's the time. Also about water, which talks about emotions, so expressing your emotions as well. You know, instead of hanging on to the cargo, it's time to express the emotions. Then we also have pathway. Is that what that says? Yeah, pathway. So pathway. Set sights on the outcome that you want, and let's go down that path to make this happen. Okay. And we also have pillar. Interesting that we have pillar and pathway. Standing strong, guys. Standing strong, making bridges. So this isn't about burning bridges. Huge message, huge message coming in. Let's not burn any bridges. Let's make a pathway so that we can meet and understand even if we have differences. So pillars, so that we don't destroy the pathway. So this is about burning bridges. We don't want to burn bridges here. Your higher self is letting you know they don't want you to burn a bridge. This is about keeping it civil. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and roll our Astro Dice to get any last info on this reading for you guys. Let's see, we got Virgo, which is all about healing. We have the 11th house, which deals with friendships and things like that. And then we also have the North Node, so this is about moving forward. Wow, so North Node in Virgo in the 11th house. Yes, Virgo, the healer, being of service to others, listening to others. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication. So this is about opening up about your communicative dialogue in a very mature way, because Virgos have a very mature way of, usually, most of the time. I mean, all of the signs have faults sometimes, but most of the time Virgo is a master communicator. So when we have the sign itself coming up here, this is letting you know that now's the time of really listening to the way that you articulate and also allowing other people the time of day to articulate their side as well, so that you guys can bridge an understanding here. It doesn't mean that, it still seems like when we have this pathway, it still seems like you guys don't meet eye to eye. You guys aren't exactly, simpatico on the same direction. But don't burn a bridge. We can still have a pathway here by adding pillars of understanding, right? The foundation, the understanding. So that even though our opinions collide and they cross, we can still maintain a flow together. We don't burn it. We don't break it down and cause destruction for one another. We make a bridge. And so we can both still flow. Okay? So that is what I'm seeing over here. 11th house just confirms that this is about friendships of some sort, or, about being a little bit more worldly and understanding rather than about the ego, because it is the opposite of Leo, since this is ruled by Aquarius. So this is the opposite of Leo. Instead of being egotistical, now's the time of being a bit more humanitarian, a bit more compromising, a bit more understanding of other people. And that's how we move forward. The North Node, that is how we move forward, is by communicating and understanding and being open rather than egotistical about the situation. Let's listen to all sides and make an understanding over here and understand where other people are coming from too. So that is the message that we are receiving here today. Pile number 3, I hope that resonated for you and I hope it made sense. I hope it added some clarity into anything that you've been feeling lately. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys want to see more videos like this. And if so, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so group number 4, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about a message from your future self or your higher self. Not your future self. I always do future self ones. This is about your higher self. So let's hop right into it. Alrighty, so pile number 4, let's talk about what we have over here. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, 2 of Swords, the Lovers, 6 of Pentacles. Then we have the 10 of Wands being reversed over here. All these ones are upright. And then we have the Page of Swords being upright to end us off over there. So immediate message that I'm getting, this is a message from your higher self. And it looks like you guys are going through a time of raking in some really good karma here. If you guys have been going through a rough period, this is letting you know that that is the Wheel of Fortune is changing for you guys. Look at that. And this being upright is usually a time of goodness coming in. We're raking in our good karma now. Justice is, the scales are now balancing. If we feel like, we've been putting more effort in than when we've been getting, now's our time of raking in that. The balance of nature always has to balance itself out, right? And the 2 of Swords over here, maybe we just don't see that quite yet. We don't see it happening to us quite yet, but it is coming, you guys. It is coming. And then we have the Lovers over here. So we're adding in some more balance. There's lots of this sort of like 2 energy that I'm seeing. We have the Scales over here once again. So some of you guys might be Libras. There's a lot of Libra energy over here, as well as a little bit of Gemini energy happening. But what I'm seeing is that some sort of help, some sort of financial aid is coming in, some sort of financial opportunity, some sort of business opportunity, maybe even for some of you guys. This could also be even like, finding a roommate so that we can get the place that we want or something like that. This could be all of the above, but somehow something that we've been hoping for that we felt like we couldn't really achieve on our own, the help is coming our way so that we can achieve it. The people, we're meeting the right connections. We're making the opportunities that we've needed are coming our way. The finances that we've needed are coming our way. So, us on our own, we were like, oh, I can't really accomplish this sort of thing. I don't know how to do this. The means are finding you. You can finally take a load off of your back. You can finally stop worrying a bit. You've put in a lot of effort. You've put in a lot of work so far. You've been doing a lot. And the universe is going to reward you for that. The scales are balancing, the help is on its way, it is coming for you. And then we do also have the Page of Swords over here. This is us, if we're wanting to start a new beginning, or the Page of Swords can also be talking about you guys in particular. This could also be talking about somebody coming in, or some opportunity or some news, because the Page of Swords can also be news, phone calls, messages coming in. It can be letters, emails, opportunities, so-and-so. This can also be talking about you though, as well as another layer of it, because tarot has so many different layers. And this could be talking about you maybe being a bit more defensive because of the things that you've experienced, but then all of a sudden it's like, hold up, there's good opportunities coming in. You can finally let down your guard a little bit. You can finally start that thing, because Page of Swords, the pages are also about kind of like beginnings and learning and things like that. So you could be on a learning binge soon as well to start off this new kind of opportunity that you guys have been hoping for. Things like that. It can also deal with like writing or just being a little bit more creative, having ideas coming in. This could also be that maybe we get some financial freedom really soon, and all of a sudden we feel like we can expand into different ideas that we never really thought of before, because maybe we just didn't have the means of doing it. So this is new ideas coming our way, new things like that. So yeah, new opportunities, new ideas coming your way very soon. So your higher self, just be open to that. And your higher self wants you to know that everything's okay. Whatever you've been putting in. And now's the time, if you want to really, take hold of this good karma coming your way, put that good energy out in the universe. Open yourself up, put that good energy out, because it's coming. It always comes back tenfold, okay? So if you really want to harness this, that's my advice. So with that being said, let's look at our next card. We have the Otter of Initiations. Be open through this transitional time. So don't close yourself off. Be open, because there's new people coming into your life. Be very open to them, because this is presenting you that opportunity right here. Take off the blindfold, be open, okay? So that you don't miss the opportunity because it's coming your way. This is the initiation. Be open through this transitional time. Do not close yourself off. This is a time of being open to hearing what people have to say, because it might unlock this certain opportunity that's coming your way. We also have here willing release and birds of a feather. So willing release, now's the time of letting go of the old. You know, the old might have made us feel a little bit more like this, a little bit more like this, but now we're finally letting go of that, and now it's time to bring in the new and the good. So, you know, when these flowers, these are like the seeds, whenever these, I forgot what they're called. What are they called again, you guys? Why can't I think of the name right now? Anyway, when these flowers, those little blossoms blow away, all of a sudden they grow into new flowers because those are the little seeds. So now is the time of, yes, you're letting go of some stuff, it's finally, but now's the time of all of those seeds planting and growing. So now's the harvest, right? So that's kind of what that card is. Then we also have birds of a feather. So this is meeting those new connections right here. This could also be romance coming in for some of you guys, because the lovers can occasionally mean that. When it's next to the Six of Pentacles, this is mostly like a financial opportunity or financial help, or like new opportunities coming in that sense. But it could also be new friendships, new networking connections that end up being very important to you. Can also be romance for some of you guys. And also a little confirmation for what I just said. I just looked at our next card. We have passion right here. So for some of you guys, this could be aligning you to your passion and career. This could also be passion with romantic stuff as well. It really depends on what you guys have been really trying to attract lately. But yes, it does look like finances are definitely going to be getting better. Meeting friends, people that can help us out and attain some of our goals financially. It's not like they're necessarily like handing freebies. That's not really the case over here, but this could be, you know, like maybe you guys end up working together on something and it ends up being a little bit more of a help that way, right? And then we do also have health right here. So if some of you guys have been working towards better health, this is signs that things are becoming a lot more fruitful. Things are becoming a lot better. So in regards to health as well, this is also about focusing on your health as well. So sometimes this can come up if your higher self wants you to know that now is a time of like finding that balance, okay? Instead of ignoring things, instead of ignoring what your body's been telling you, maybe this is time to bring awareness to that so we can rebalance the scales as well. So sometimes it can be talking about that, but I see a lot of like just good stuff happening in this pile in general. So I do want to say I think your higher self just has a lot of good news for you guys, pile number 4. And then we do also have wisdom right here. So this is definitely learning something new. This is learning from the past as well, realizing that yes, you had to go through that to learn the wisdom. So you had to go through hard times teach us things, okay? It's character building. And so your higher self is like congratulating you, giving you a little clap and cheer right now, letting you know that, okay, we've been through the hard stuff. That was the character building, and now I get to reward you, okay? So it's almost like, you know, training a cat, or not really a cat, because cats, like, you can train cats, but it's not really common. So let's talk about like training like a dog to do something, right? And then you give him a little biscuit and he's like, oh yeah, it was so worth it. You know, so this is you getting your biscuit now from the universe. You've put in the work, you've done your character building, you've learned your new tricks, but be open to the new tricks, because the more things that you're learning, the more, you know, and it doesn't mean that you have to go strive to like learn everything, because that can become an addiction on its own. But this is learning, being open to that learning, being open to that wisdom, and you're going to get your biscuits, honey. You're going to get your biscuits now. So with that being said, let's go ahead and shuffle this deck right here to get some more info on this pile for you guys. So pile number 4, message from your higher self. Let's see, we have ocean right here. So the waves are coming in, and we also have fire. We have water and fire. So the waves are washing the shore clean, bringing in the new for you guys, bringing in new opportunities. This is about also expressing your emotions, not hiding off, okay? Don't close yourself off to this. Be open. Open, like ocean. I don't know why that came to my head, but okay, we're gonna go with it. We also have fire right here. This is about listening to that passion. This is about awakening that fire once again. You guys have been through the ish. You guys have been through the emotion of the ocean. And now is a time of letting that flame spark and burn bright. Let's try to get like 1 or 2 more cards from here, and then we'll move on to our Astro dice. Let's see, I'm really feeling that one right there. Lion, so this is ruled by Leo. This could be talking about you gaining that confidence, also taking the spotlight a little bit. So now's your time to shine. Leo is definitely a message of now is your time to shine instead of being on the back burner. Now is your time to shine. And then I'm also feeling this one, key, okay? So this is about unlocking your gifts now. You've gotten the key, it's time to unlock the treasure, you guys. Now's the time of raking in the treasure. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take our Astro Dice to get any last info on today's reading for you guys. Pile 4. Let's see, we have the third house. This is about celebrations, friendships. This is also about learning. It's ruled by Gemini. And so we also have North Node, which is moving towards your purpose. We also had Virgo on here, and then it tried to switch to Aries on me, but we'll take both into account then. So yeah, this is all about moving closer to where you're meant to be, being open to that learning, being open to the wisdom of like reflection, because Gemini, it's the reflection, it's the mirror, it's the twin. So reflecting on, you know, the character building, what you've learned. And both of these right here are ruled by Mercury. We've had a lot of mercurial energy in the readings lately, in this particular video. So both of these being ruled by Mercury, this is about learning, this is about getting your stuff together, this is about these new decisions, new messages coming in, new opportunities coming in. It's so interesting that we've had this for like so many people so far, but for you guys, yes, definitely a message of new opportunities coming in. North Node is about moving towards your destiny and listening to that by being open to the new opportunities that are coming your way, because you are going to have some new opportunities, new people that are coming in your life with the third house that are going to probably be the catalysts of these new opportunities. So definitely be open to those things, my love. And that is what I'm seeing for you guys at pile number 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys want to see more videos like this. And if so, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 5, my last pile. If you guys choose this one, this is going to be your reading, a message from your higher self. So let's hop right into it. Ooh, so pile 5, I'm seeing a massive transitional period for you guys happening. We have the Sun over here, the Page of Wands, Ace of Cups all right side up. Then we have the Ten of Swords being reversed, which is amazing. And then we have the 8 of Cups. Then we have the 7 of Pentacles. Then we have the Hermit over here. So with this one being our center focus card right here, and it is reversed, this is usually when we're going through a time of like, maybe we just recently went through a harder period of our life. Maybe we just recently had to let go of something. Maybe we recently just had to go through kind of like a harder, gritty sort of period. But this is about a transition. This is a transition of like, you know, everything was good. Maybe then we had like a kind of like a ooh, and now we feel like we have to kind of move on from it. What your higher self wants you to know is now is a time of this new transition period where it's like you guys are awakening your inner magic, your inner abilities. Before it was just kind of like this enjoyment time of like, okay, we're young, we're exploring, we're doing things, then we get hit with like, woo, lesson, woo, big thing. And now's the time for you guys to go in and basically become a Gandalf is what I'm seeing over here. And I don't mean that necessarily literally, but this is like literally awakening your inner magic, your inner talents. And you do this by kind of going on this little bit of a hermit period. I don't see it lasting too long for you guys, but this is a moment of taking a bit more time to be alone, a bit more time to be with yourself. And you might even be inspired to do that lately. Maybe you even have just a feeling of like, I kind of just really feel like learning something and kind of leaving this old stuff behind and maybe starting something fresh. So we have this 7 of Pentacles right here. Maybe you guys are inspired to like leave something, leave somewhere, maybe even move, because 8 of Cups right here. This could talk about moving. This can talk about transitioning out of something like a relationship, out of an old friendship, there's something in the past that was really good, but then it was kind of like, oh wait, no, I'm not really feeling it anymore. Now's the time to restart on this. This could even be a career for some of you guys. Whatever the case may be, this is a transition period that you guys have been feeling, and now's the time to kind of be alone a little bit, to kind of plant new seeds for this new beginning. And the Hermit is seeking out this new knowledge, going into something that you haven't really explored yet before. So I really see that you guys are going to be focusing on something that you haven't really explored a lot of yet, but it's really starting to pique your interest. And this is going to be a very positive thing for you guys, because the fact that we even have these cards showing up right here, this is kind of a new beginning, something that's piquing our interest, some new adventure that we're wanting to go on. And this adventure is like definitely new for us, because we have the Page, the Ace, the Sun, the little baby riding a horse. Like this is all this new sort of energy, right? Like how often do you see a little baby riding a horse? I mean, that doesn't really happen, right? So that's just an example of this is a new beginning, okay? Sometimes I like to be humorous with my tarot cards, but yeah, this is definitely about letting the sun shine in, do what makes you happy. Find this new thing that's making you happy. So start to try out a couple new things. And if you guys already feel this sort of underlying inspiration for something, this is time to act upon that. Time to act upon those inspirations and leave behind the old. Definitely some sort of transition. I almost see you guys moving within this next year. I don't know why I keep getting that message when I'm looking at that 8 of Cups. Or maybe you guys just recently moved as you're watching this. This is a timeless reading, by the way. So this is going to be what kind of sparks this more, maybe a bit of alone time. But this alone time is literally going to awaken some sort of talent that you guys have had underneath, some sort of inner talent that has just been waiting to emerge. And this is going to be something that you are known for. This is going to be something that you are special for. This is going to be a speciality of yours that you end up awakening, that's going to be with you for a long time. And it's very interesting. Our next card that we have, you guys, is the Golden Unicorn Ascension. Oh, and look at those words that it says on it. It says, awaken your soul's potential. So this is about literally awakening your soul's potential. There's a hard moment. Maybe you guys haven't even gone through it yet, but maybe you guys are about to go. This is some sort of hard moment that causes us to go through a major transformation. But because of that, you awaken your soul's potential. And usually it's whenever we go through like the harder times in life that cause the character building. It causes the learning. It causes the awakening. It causes the motivation to change something, to do something new, and then all of a sudden we realize our inner potentials because we wouldn't try something new otherwise. If everything was always good all the time, we would have like no inspiration to be like, let me try something new. If everything was already perfect, we wouldn't have that. We only desire new things when we feel like we could improve in certain areas of our life, right? So yes, transitionary period, we're just making a new word now, guys, is coming, and it's going to cause this new beginning. It's going to cause this new awakening, these new talents to emerge. Golden Unicorn, this is literally being in the spotlight. This is something that I think that you guys are going to get known for, things like that. The next 2 cards that we have Bearing Fruit, and we have a Tall Tale. Ooh, Bearing Fruit. So Bearing Fruit reminds me of this quote, and I think I used it in another point of someone else's pile in this reading. But Bearing Fruit is such a powerful card because what this talks about is, for example, if you have a fruit tree, it's going to first bloom flowers. And then you're like, oh, look at all the pretty flowers. They're so amazing. And then all of a sudden they start losing their petals. The flowers start, blowing away in the wind and losing all their petals. And you're like, oh, I guess that's the end of that. But no, that's because it is now time to bear the fruit. The flowers were great and all, but now's the time to bear the fruit, which we get to enjoy and eat instead of just look at. Now it's time to enjoy it and eat it. And that literally, this card is just so powerful. So if you guys are going through a time of where it looks like things are falling away, it looks like things are happening, that's a time of bearing fruit. And then we have a Tall Tale. So this is going to be something that's going to be with you for a while, this new talent, this new thing that's going to awaken within you, these new things that are going to be happening and these new inspirations that are coming because of this. This is going to be something that you guys end up becoming either like known for in some kind of way, or it becomes a big profession for you. It's a big life-changing event that ends up being a big story for you. This is a big part of your story, a tall tale. This is going to be a major, major part of your story. And then our next card, look at that, we got Victory. Oh, that's amazing. So this is going to be something that you really win at. Ace of Cups, Victory. These two almost look like the same card with their cups that they have right here, right? So I shall celebrate and I shall rise. Tall tale. I will let victory make me wise. This is about learning from these certain incidents that happen. And because of them, we gain our victories because we learn from these things and they help us become more knowledgeable, and then we can conquer more, right? And then we also have study. So this is about learning something new. Like I said, it does feel like you guys are starting some sort of new thing. So let my mind be clear and strong. Let me study well and long. So it does look like you guys are going to be learning something new or working on something new at the very least. And then we also have magical powers. Of course, we have this card coming up. So this, like I said, you're awakening your inner talents. You're awakening what you're really meant for. So I weave and clear, I cast and know, magic secrets to me now show. So this is, like I said, about awakening that inner potential that you guys have. Awakening those talents that have been hiding underneath all of this time. So what your higher self wants you to know is don't worry if there's certain things that ever go wrong. This is your awakening into something new. And this is time to learn something new so that you can bring in the abundance. You might have a bit of a hermit period, but use that time to study, read books, because we have tall tale, which is like a book, and then study. So this might be about learning something that helps us rise up, helps us ascend to our next victory. Okay? We also have, what does that say? Ice. I almost said fee because that little, for some reason, this ice word looks like fee to me, but we have ice. So ice. So something that's been, you know, you think about ice, that's something that's frozen in time. It's frozen right now. So this is about thawing it out so that we can overflow with the abundance. So use this time to thaw it out. Sometimes when we get angry, we get hot, it thaws out our inner emotions that were frozen for a long time so that we can finally see what's underneath. You know, every time ice melts and the ice caps melt in the glaciers, we discover a whole bunch of new things. So this is about you doing the same, but on a more internal level. And then we have staff right here. So this is awakening your inner magic. This is almost like the Ace of Wands, very fiery. So fire to the ice. This is about melting all of that away so that you guys can awaken your inner passions, your inner magic, your inner talents and things like that. And then we also have a lantern. So lantern is literally, I'm going to put this one beside the hermit. It has to go beside the hermit because the hermit is about the lantern as well. This is illuminating the dark. So illuminating the parts of us that we haven't explored, illuminating things that we haven't yet explored so that we can find new inspirations. We can discover new things about ourselves, about other people, about who we really are. And then we also have pathways. So this is adding a lantern to the dark so we can see a new pathway for us because maybe the old pathway is ending and we're like, ooh, new pathway has emerged and now it's time for us to go down the new path because we are now illuminating a new path. We realize that there's something new out there for us because maybe we thought before like, this is my only path, and then it falls away and then we're like, oh, what do we do now? Ooh, it is because it's time to steer in a new direction. Use the lantern as your guidance and then you see the new path. Okay, so this is about keeping that light in the dark. That's the metaphor of this. So keeping that optimism through the hard times. Of course, you can feel, you can grieve, you can go through the hard times. But always, you know, this is about learning through it, illuminating those areas. So with that being said, let's go ahead and roll our Astro Dice to get any last info on this reading for you guys. So pile 5, we have the 11th house, we have Mars, and we have Pisces. So Mars in Pisces in the 11th. Pisces reminds me of the Hermit so much. They remind me of the same. They're actually not the same, but they remind me of the same. So this is definitely like taking action. Mars, taking action. This is ruled by Aries, ruled Aries and Scorpio. And this is Aquarius right here, the 11th house. So this is us taking action about the footprints that we want to leave on the world. And facing our subconscious, the inner stuff that we didn't really know what was there. And unlocking those new parts of ourselves, the parts of ourselves that we don't really look at very often. It's the 12th house. This is where we have, you know, our repressed parts of ourselves that we're like, oh no, I'm not capable of that. I'm not going to do that. That's, yeah. No, this is awakening those inner talents that maybe we didn't even know were there so we can leave our footprint on the world so we can have our victories and things like that. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys want to see more videos like this. And if so, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.